Deputy under investigation now. That's after Deputy Brian Johnson reportedly beat a man he was arresting at the country club on Washington Road early Saturday. Here's what we know. Investigators say the deputy had this man, Sean Kersey, in handcuffs after a fight started on the dance floor. Investigators say Kersey has a broken jaw, shattered elbow, and loss of movement in his eye. The sheriff's office is looking into all of this right now, and Sheriff Ronnie Strength says he'll have new details for News 12 this afternoon. Kersey was arrested after Johnson says he punched him while the deputy was trying to break up that fight.
A deputy on the other side of the law tonight and out of a job, too. He's accused of using excessive force after a fight at an Augusta nightclub.
This arrest is our top story on News 12 at 6 o'clock. Good evening. I'm Meredith Anderson.
And I'm Richard Rogers. Good to have you with us this evening. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office arresting one of their own today. Investigators say Deputy Brian Johnson beat a man at an Augusta nightclub. News 12's Shala Sass is live in our newsroom and has the very latest on the Sheriff's news conference today. Shala.
Meredith and Richard, Deputy Brian Johnson arrested and fired today from the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. The sheriff says he used excessive force, and the picture is proof of that. Investigators say it all happened here behind these doors at the country club on Washington Road in Augusta. Investigators say Deputy Brian Johnson beat a man he was arresting at the club early Saturday morning. Investigators say Johnson had this man, Sean Kersey, in handcuffs after he got in a fight and pushed a patron.
We're very upset about the whole situation, and of course wish it had not happened, but it did happen, and we address these things when it happens.
Richmond County Sheriff Ronnie Strength says Deputy Johnson was wearing his uniform but was not working at the club at the time. He says another deputy was involved in helping break up the fight.
Law enforcement officers must stay within the same guidelines and within the same laws as any citizen.
Take a look at Kersey's mugshot. Investigators say Kersey has a dislocated jaw, shattered elbow, 2 black eyes, and loss of movement in his eye.
It's extremely disappointing. I don't have a single person within this agency does not know how I feel about things like this.
Sheriff Strength says Johnson used excessive force against Kersey and says this type of behavior will not be tolerated.
There's no doubt in my mind that he knew that he had gone too far.
Johnson has been working with the sheriff's office since 2007, but that ends today after the sheriff says he pushed the limit. Again, Johnson is at the Richmond County Jail charged with aggravated battery. He's being held on a $25,000 bond. Kersey, who is from Lexington, South Carolina, was arrested for obstruction of a law enforcement officer and has bonded out of jail. And Richard and Meredith, I also talked with a spokesperson with the country club, and he says Deputy Johnson worked security at the club in the past. He also says their staff did not see anything until Johnson was escorting Kersey outside, and they say Kersey was continuing to fight with the officers.
So, Sheila, what about this deputy? Has he ever been in trouble before?
He has. Johnson's disciplinary record shows he's been suspended twice for speeding and carrying his weapon into the jail. And we'll have much more on this investigation through the next week. Reporting live in the newsroom, Shala Sass, News 12.
Thank you, Shala. Aggravated battery is a felony, and if convicted, a person could face 1 to 20 years in prison. Depending on the type of battery, there could be even more jail time.